There's a man at a party. He's not the tallest in the room, he's not the richest, he's not doing anything obviously impressive. But everywhere he goes, women are already looking at him. And the men who have been working twice as hard all night can't figure out why. What that man has is called pre-selection. And it's the single most powerful attraction mechanism in evolutionary psychology. Understanding it will completely change how you think about attraction, status, and why the dating market works the way it does. Here's the core principle. Women aren't attracted to men in isolation. They're attracted to men as assessed by other women. This isn't a social quirk. It's a deeply wired biological mechanism that has been operating in human mating for hundreds of thousands of years. Dr. David Buss, whose research on human mating across 37 cultures remains the gold standard in evolutionary psychology, identified this as one of the most consistent patterns in female mate choice. When a woman sees that other women find a man desirable, her own assessment of that man increases dramatically, often before she's spoken a single word to him. The scientific name for this is mate choice copying. It was first documented formally by Lee Allen Dugatkin studying guppies in the early 1990s and has since been confirmed in dozens of human studies. The mechanism is simple. When another woman has already screened a man and found him valuable, that assessment acts as social proof, lowering her defensive barriers and raising her interest level automatically. Think about what this means practically. A man who's surrounded by women who clearly like him isn't just having a good night. He's sending a biological signal that says, this man has already been vetted. He's safe, valuable, and in demand. And demand, in every market in the world, raises perceived value. Now here's the part most men get completely wrong. Pre-selection isn't about pretending to be popular. It's not about manufacturing fake social proof. The men who try to use pre-selection as a tactic always fail, because the signal reads as desperate and contrived. Real pre-selection is a natural byproduct of living a high-value social life. It's the output of a lifestyle, not a strategy you run in the moment. The practical implication is this. If you want to be the man at the party that women are already watching, the work doesn't start at the party. It starts months and years before in how you build your social world. This is why Michael Sartain's social circle framework works at a biological level. When you consistently host events and bring together networks of interesting, high-quality people, you naturally accumulate social proof. Women in your network see other women enjoying your company, respecting your leadership, and choosing to be around you. That pre-selection signal compounds over time. And when a new woman enters your social world, she doesn't start from zero in her assessment of you. She starts from a position already warmed by the approval of the women already there. Let's talk about why cold approach rarely produces the same results. When a man approaches a woman he doesn't know, in a context where no one else can vouch for him, she's starting the assessment process from scratch with no data. Her evolutionary biology defaults to caution because caution was the survival-appropriate response for female humans who had to assess strangers quickly and accurately. The absence of pre-selection signals is itself a negative data point. It says this man exists outside any existing social structure that has already screened him. Compare that to a warm introduction in a social circle context. She's already watched how he interacts with others. She's seen other women smile when he walks in. She's seen men defer to his opinion. By the time he speaks to her, her nervous system has already done most of the assessment work. The game is almost over before it begins. This is what evolutionary psychologists call the observer effect in mate choice copying. Women aren't just assessing the man. They're assessing the room's assessment of the man. And they're doing this automatically, without conscious thought, using the same pattern recognition systems that kept our ancestors alive. Here's another layer that most people miss. Pre-selection doesn't just make a man more attractive to women, it also changes how he carries himself. A man who's genuinely comfortable in social settings, who knows he's liked and respected, naturally projects a kind of ease and security that's itself one of the most powerful attraction triggers in existence. Confidence rooted in genuine social proof is different from performed confidence. Everyone can feel the difference within 30 seconds of interaction. The man who genuinely knows his value in the room because the room has demonstrated it back to him moves differently, speaks differently, and takes up space differently than the man who's performing confidence while secretly hoping it lands. This is why the shortcut of trying to fake pre-selection always backfires. The body leaks. The micro-expressions betray the uncertainty underneath. And female evolutionary psychology, which has been refined over hundreds of thousands of years to detect exactly this kind of incongruence, reads it instantly. The path forward isn't tactics, it's architecture. Building a life and a social world that naturally generates the real thing. This means investing seriously in your friendships and social network. It means becoming the kind of man who organizes events, brings people together, and holds the center of a group. It means building genuine relationships with high-quality women who value your friendship, because those relationships become the visible social proof that other women read when they encounter you. It means showing up in your social environments consistently, so that you accumulate a reputation rather than existing as a stranger every time. Reputation, in the context of pre-selection, is simply visible track record. And track record is the most compelling argument you can make about your value as a potential partner. The man at the party that everyone is watching didn't get there by trying to get there. He got there by building a life where that outcome was inevitable. He hosts, he connects, he leads, he shows up consistently, and over time, the social world he's built radiates that signal on his behalf before he opens his mouth. That's the real lesson of pre-selection. Attraction isn't something you perform in the moment, it's something you engineer in advance through how you live. If this shifted how you see the dating market, hit like. The algorithm will put this in front of someone who's been grinding on the wrong problem for years and doesn't even know it yet. Tell me in the comments, did you notice pre-selection working in your own life before you had a name for it? I want to hear exactly what you observed. Subscribe if you're new. We go deep on this stuff every week. You're not losing the game because you're not good enough. You're losing it because you've been playing without social proof. Fix the architecture. The results follow. Let me make this even more concrete, because the theory is easy and the application is where most men stay confused. Most men reading this are spending their time optimizing the wrong variables. They're working on their appearance, their opening lines, their dating app profiles. All of those things have some value, but none of them address the root cause of why the most attractive men in any room aren't doing anything that obvious. The man who draws attention isn't wearing the most expensive outfit. He's not running the cleverest opener. He's the man who already has a social world that other people, including other attractive women, have already chosen to be part of. That choice, and the visibility of that choice, is his most powerful asset. Here's a simple reframe that might change how you spend your social time. Every hour you invest in building a genuine, high-quality social network is an hour invested in your long-term pre-selection signal. Every friendship with a high-quality woman who genuinely enjoys your company is a piece of visible social proof. Every event you organize is a demonstration of social leadership that compounds over time. This doesn't mean using people. It means becoming the kind of person worth being around. The investment you make in your character, your social intelligence, your ability to lead and connect, is the investment that pays off in pre-selection. Because pre-selection is just the visible reflection of who you actually are and the life you've actually built. You can't shortcut that, but you can start building it today. And the man who starts today will be the man at the party in 2 years, the one everyone is already watching when he walks in.